Hello, and welcome to the Cancer Journey podcast. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Sherry Ann.
So, we're going to start with Pesh, and Sherry Ann, I'm going to have you start today.
Okay. Let me just get connected to myself. Physically 4.2, emotionally 4.4, spirit 4.4, hope 4.5. And my word is trusting.
Okay, my turn. Physically, I'm a 4.5. Emotionally, I am a 4.75. Spiritually, a 4.75. And hope is a 4.25. And my word is also trust, and it's not because you said it. It's because it just that's what's here for me right now.
Yeah, me too. It just kind of popped up.
Yeah, and it feels right. It just feels right. And the more that I repeat it to myself, the more I feel it in every bit of me, I mean, I just want to say now that, like, even saying that I'm a 4.75 in things, it feels like wrong, right? Like, it feels wrong to go all the way there, but I'm trusting what's here, and I'm just being, like, I'm allowing myself to be real about that, and not, like, lying or hopeful, or not letting myself get to a full 5, or holding back and all of that. I'm just letting myself have trust in whatever is here, because it doesn't matter. I'm just getting situated where I am now, so it feels
Right,
good for me to
right.
make myself have that high of a number.
I'm shocked because even my numbers were high. And for me it's early morning, so it's not always the case. But what I really got, and before we even jump into the topic, is trust feels like permission. It's like it's got this trust and permission too, and then it's like, be who I am authentically, or not have to push so hard, or not have to control, or whatever. It's just like permission.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. Trust for me is like, it doesn't matter, do whatever you want. It's like, you'll figure it out. I trust myself that, like, whatever happens, I'll figure it out. But in the meantime, I can just be, and not, like,
Yeah.
feel like tensed up and waiting for things to happen. And so there's a lot more just flow of energy through me when I allow myself to trust.
And what an interesting place to be in, because the topic for today is the power of the pause. And first off, I'm just going to say this because there's permission here in this container, is that I don't feel like I need to pause right now, or to give myself permission to, because I'm in this trust space, which feels like, I'm trusting the flow.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but I still want to talk about the power of the pause.
Right, absolutely. And I would say, I mean, we spoke yesterday, so I know from yesterday to today, there was a pause moment for you, and I know the impact that that's even having now, and seeing how transformed you are from the energy that you had yesterday. Which, again, no judgments on wherever it was, but the power of allowing ourselves to pause, right? Like, really, we use this tool mostly in coaching, to pause our client when, not that, it's not that they're rambling, it's not that they're going on and on, but it's like, okay, pause, take a moment, take a breath, because so often it's a run-on sentence when we speak, right? We're not speaking the way that we write. We just go on and on and on. And so when we acknowledge that, this pause, and saying, okay, pause, it's not a judgment, it's not um a command, it's not anything that comes with any sort of, like, grit to it. It's really just like, okay, like, there's this understanding between all parties that, like, it's a soft stop, just so that we can respond and give feedback to what's happening in that moment. Um, but in the larger sense of what we do at CJI, the pause is an invitation to slow down and
Hmm.
to reflect on everything that just happened, because oftentimes when we are continuing on and need to pause, it's because we're doing and we're going and we're just active without that reflection of what just happened.
Yes. Yes, and so let me add this to the mix. So when you're in a coaching session and you're the client, we all love being the client. It We get excited. There's a level of excitement because for this fixed amount of time, it's all about me. And I get to talk about everything that I want to. So that thereby goes the run-on sentence as I'm doing right now, because I'm so excited to just talk about me and what's going on and what I want to talk about. And you're listening. And I know that in a coaching uh, relationship that you're all about me. And so when we're in that kind of excited, elevated mode of, okay, I've got lots to say, lots to share, lots to get out because it's been holding and festering or just kind of developing within me. It's like, okay, all of this can now come out to be processed, to be made sense of, to be looked at, to whatever. And so we need the pause to pick the pieces that sometimes important things are being said. And we were like, wait, you just said something that's very important. Or, okay, that was a lot. Let's digest it, which is what you said before. Or let's just take a moment because you feel really strongly in your head. Let's come down to the more grounded place. Let's include your body and everything else around us. So I love the pause.
Yeah. The pause is really just a moment of acknowledgement, a moment to just really to just pause, right? So much we're just going on and on and on, and time keeps stretching out for us, but when we're um expressing into it, if we're talking, if we're doing whatever it is, we don't get to feel it, like you said, in our body and see how it's impacting us and even possibly impacting everyone else. And I would say, like, a lot of times when we talk about pausing and slowing down is when we're in burnout or we're in a swirl and we're trying to push through something that we simply can't, right? Like, yes, are those times when it's like you're really excited and frenetic and you finally have a place to put all of these words that have been festering in your head. But a lot of times we find that the pause is even more necessary when someone is like completely depleted and they're still pushing to keep going because time keeps going on and they have responsibilities and people to manage, and all of this is still going even though they need a rest. um and the pause is not a stop. It can be a stop moment, but really we're going to continue. We just need this one moment to take a breath and breathe and feel into this moment. What is truly here? Not what's festering, not what's running deeply in us, and just needs to get out. Like, what is here? And sometimes I think I've talked about this in a different episode of the difference between being and doing,
Mm-hmm.
but the doing is so external and out, um, that we don't get that chance to just be. And once we understand what the being is, we can understand why the doing needs to happen.
Right. And the pause allows us to be reconnected with ourselves. We can be doing and we can be being, but we're oftentimes distracted by all the stuff. I mean, we have this phrase that's within the Cancer Journey Institute. It's like all the things, because there's life is full of all the things. And so by pausing, we get to be with all the things that happen. That doesn't stop, as you just said, but we get to take it in the moment and reconnect with, so where am I in this? And it could be as simple as, let me pause to recognize that I'm breathing. Sometimes when I pause, I realize I kind of hold in my breath. It's like I'm so consumed by what's going on in the moment that that this bodily function has been halted too. It's like, wow, okay.
Mhm.
Or I might need to pause because I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just rambling or I'm just doing, and it's like, whoa, 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 wait, wait, wait. I'm moving so quickly that I've lost, where am I going? What's happening? What's important here? It's just like this mad rush. I got to get this done. Or I'm so consumed by this that I've lost track of where I'm going.
Mhm.
And so the pauses just let us like savor almost, or take in whatever's going on. And I like that you brought up that when you're in a swirl or depressed or depleted, that the pause is so much more needed. And now that's not just, let's just take a pause and breathe and check in that I'm breathing, but that's like a pause.
Mhm.
Could be a day, days, a week, a month. I mean, we get to give this back to permission. Ha ha ha. We get to give ourselves the pause as we see needed. And unless we do the little pauses to reconnect with ourselves, we don't really know what's needed.
Mhm. Yes. Okay. So as you're speaking, two things came up for me, and I have to say that so I remember them. The first one being that when we hold our, like we were speaking about, like holding our breath and not letting ourselves breathe, right? That is very much like um a warming up kind of tactic, right? Because we're bracing ourselves, which to me really lended to um the idea of our nervous system, and that
Mm-hmm.
we're tensing our nervous system so often, and it's so without thought, right? Like that our whole body is impacted, whether it be from like anxiety or whatever it is, and we're just bracing ourselves. We're not allowing our nervous system to really function, which also, stress and cortisol, not really your friends, because when those are heightened, our body is only focused on healing and fixing those issues. So when those are what our body is attentive to, our body cannot take care of all of the other things that need to get done in our system, in our body. The pause really helps us relax our nervous system and really helps you um tune into what's here and what's needed. I do also want to say that of the pause that you said, the duration changes. It's not always consistent. Sometimes it's a nap. Sometimes you just need a
Yes.
nap. Sometimes
Yes.
you need a full vacation, or sometimes it's just the thought and giving yourself time to think about what rest looks like for you and what that pause
Yes.
looks like for you. Because it doesn't need to be nothingness. That's not necessarily what a pause is. It doesn't
Mm.
need to be um this like strung out month long vacation away where you think about nothing except being on a beach or something like that. The pause gets to be whatever you need it to be, and sometimes it's just talking it out with someone.
Yes. Very much so. I mean, that uh, ability to release all that's been going on inside is healing, but also cleansing and provides clarity. I mean, I'm an external processor. You hear me say this all the time. I don't really, rumination, replaying, lots of processing inside, but I don't really know what I'm thinking or what's going on until I say it aloud. It's like as I'm saying it, so externally processing, I can see the words almost. That's what it feels like. And so it's like, oh, that's what it is. And that is freeing. But it does take a pause to be able to do that and find it, it's not the same when I talk to my dogs about it. I need I need a human uh, mirror
Hmm.
that has the capacity to hold whatever I'm saying without judgment, but also to mirror back like, oh, so let me net this out. You've just rambled for 10 minutes. This is what seems to be at the core of this. And I'm like, oh, beautiful.
Hmm.
So I need the pause for me to process the moment, And I also need the pause as a reflection back.
Yeah. And our coaches need the pause too, um to pause that train of thought, to pause the run on sentence that's happening, to then be able to reflect what's going on. Because um if we let someone go on and on and on, the story starts to morph and change, and you start to lose bits of the beginning. So by pausing them in a section of their story, their sentence, wherever they're at, their thought, we get to kind of get on the same page earlier, instead of just like sitting there and nodding for, like, say someone goes on for half an hour, then it's like, okay, what did you really pick up? So it's a tool for our coaches as well, to be able to synthesize and get on the same page and get really, really clear with their client what they are and are not feeling at that time. Um, Especially because when we are allowed to ramble, crazy things come out of our mouth, right? Like, crazy things that we don't truly mean come out. And so sometimes, especially as the listener, as the coach, you want to make sure, like, okay, do you feel like that's true for you? Or do you feel like it's just something that you needed to say to get that energy out, to externally process? And then it gives the opportunity to have conversation about even the inner dialogue that's happening. Like, there's so much that gets to happen because
Yeah.
in a coaching interaction, we ask for that pause.
Yeah. And I want to bring it back to the cancer experience. Is one of the things that you said at the very beginning is that tightening, that holding, that warrioring. And so in that, we we kind of push away what's really going on. And so while you're on a cancer journey or in an experience, all of that's happening. And it would be so helpful in the healing and the processing to allow ourselves to have pause, to have somebody who can actually pause us when we start getting frenetic or when we're starting to see like we're swirling. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, the energy's ramping up. Let's just pause here for a moment and help us slow down. It's like things don't have to happen so quickly. The power of the pause during a cancer experience is that it gives us this sense of understanding and knowing, and dare I say the word control, because we're never really in control, but there is this sense of, okay, this is what's going on. Now I can make decisions from it. And that kind of feels like control, because
Mhm.
now I'm honoring what's going on and can make decisions based on that. So the pause really sets us up for much more possibilities and
Mhm.
clarity.
Yes. What came up for me as you were saying that is it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to um, look back at everything that just happened, everything that you're feeling from, I'm gonna say, a more objective space. Not completely objective, obviously. You have your own perspective, and everyone's gonna see from their own perspective. But you have this opportunity to then say, um, "Wow, I did that," or "Wow, I said that," or "Wow, I'm feeling that." Um, Albeit your mode of processing can be different. It can be externally processing with someone. It can be journaling. It could be recording a voice note in your phone and listening back to it, but it's an opportunity to listen to ourselves and to listen to the messages that are truly coming up for us, and be able to synthesize them into something that we want to make a change, or we want to appreciate ourselves and all the work that we do, or um it's just, it can feel like such a selfish, again, the selfish, selfless argument comes back in. It can feel like a selfish act to slow down and take care of yourself, and to um, appreciate all the work that you do, and all of those inner thoughts, that overthinking that's happening. Just to give yourself forgiveness, give yourself love, give yourself just like softness that we really don't see very often in our community, in our cultures, in a way that you really are the only one who knows what you need. Because so, like, a coach can absolutely listen. I think we do a really beautiful job of our training our coaches to really see you in your fullness. But sometimes when we talk to people who aren't coaches, who don't have those skills and that training, that there's easily a space for them to misinterpret and make an assumption that feels untrue to you. And so sometimes when we try to pause with someone else, it doesn't feel as good. So having the ability to pause yourself and just take a breath, take a 10-minute nap, take 10-minute timer to just like not do anything, or
Mm-hmm.
a 10-minute timer to like clean your toilet if it's going to make you feel better, like only you know what that small stint of time or long stint of time can really do for you, and you have all of the power to make that choice. Um,
Yeah,
and it can be really hard. It can be really hard to remind ourselves that we actually need to gift it to ourselves because no one else is going to gift it to us.
right. Again, the power of the pause. And what you just said sparked for me the point of connecting with our body. So we've talked a lot about, giving space to be heard and process, but our bodies are this fabulous instrument of knowing. And you said nobody knows what's going on inside. It's true. I have thought about, oh, what if somebody could read my mind? And then I thought, I would be too embarrassed if that were to happen. But we're the ones that can listen to what's going on with our body. But do we? But do we? Is a question. And the pause gives us a chance to really connect. Do I need that nap? Do I want that nap? Am I hungry? I find it fascinating that I think statistically it's been clocked that people think that they're hungry, but really they're thirsty.
Mm,
And so if we hydrate ourselves and then come back and say, am I hungry? That we realize, oh, I'm satiated. What was happening is I just needed more hydration, more fluids in me. Um, so it's just that we don't take the time because we're like fast, 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 especially on a cancer experience where it feels like time is limited. So now all of a sudden we've got to do everything faster because we're trying to squeeze in as much life in or try to get that treatment in faster so that I can heal faster so that this can be over faster. And there's that word fast. And we're really offering the opposite in the power of the pause where we're going to slow it down. Whenever I say that, my voice and my pace just slows down, and we get connected to what our body's saying.
hmm
And the body speaks emotions. The body speaks feelings. So if you're wondering, like, how do I know what my body's saying? Check in first with your emotions. What is here? I mean, literally, if I stop right now and I go, all right, what am I feeling? I have to take a moment. It's not like right there.
hmm
It's like, what am I feeling in this moment? I am feeling weird, anxious is coming up because there's so much that I want to say and so little time. And then at the same time, I'm feeling like delight that I get to talk about this. Like I am madly in love with the pause. And so I want others to understand the value of it and the simplicity of it. And that for me to know what I want, I do need to check in with my body and to feel the emotions because those are the messengers of what I desire. And that's only available in the pause.
Right. I mean, I love you even just saying, like, it's not at the tip of our tongue what we're feeling all the time. And even if it comes out while we're speaking, it's different to take a moment. And it's not a bad thing to take a moment to process. Like, we're asked so often to process so quickly and have and expected to do that, that it's honestly just like at a disadvantage to ourselves, because then it's just easier to swing into, oh, I'm fine, it's good, or for someone to ask like, oh, how are you? Oh, I'm good, I'm okay. Like it's that quick answer instead of being like, how are you really? And it makes you pause and go, how am I really? Because we need those extra few seconds. Um, a couple things did come up for me. Okay, the first one being when you said hungry, um, immediately I thought kind of differently than you were saying about the thirst, but yes, that as well. What I thought immediately was like, yeah, actually, we're so on this hamster wheel so often that we never know when we're hungry until we're starving, because we're not giving attention to even noticing that about ourselves. Like, we'll go through an entire workday. I have so many friends who go through an entire workday not eating lunch, maybe having a snack, but probably not, because their workday is so packed, and because we're not even given a minute at work, right? We are our productivity and our very common culture. Not everyone's culture, but very common work culture here where we are is that like you work, work, work. It's valuable to work through your lunch. You don't have to stop. You don't have to clock out for that like half hour you're going to eat your food and just sit there and eat your food, but really you're going to scroll on your phone or do more work or do something. But it's so often that we're like doing, doing, doing. Oh, I'm starving. I almost have to go to bed soon and like take a shower and get ready to go to bed. Oh, I guess I'll eat some like fast food or something like that, but we don't really pay even attention to how hungry we are. And the second thing I was going to say, because I remember this time, is that, well, it's not the same as what I was going to say before, but what I remember of this one is that healing isn't linear, and so there's that expectation that you're healing if you keep running on your like hamster wheel or whatever it is, that you'll get to that healing point faster because you're doing the work even though you're burnt out. But actually, when you slow down, that healing actually arrives just as fast, if not faster, I would say, than if you were like pushing to get there the whole way. Because if you're in burnout, if you're just like exhausted emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, it's gonna force you to slow down one way or another. Oh, this is what I was gonna say from way back when, is that um when we don't take care of ourselves and take time and take the pause to really um take care of ourselves, we get sick. That's what happens when you don't pause at all to take care of yourself. You get sick in one way or another, and then the sickness is forced on you. And this is something I feel like we've said many, many times, but with the power of the pause gives us the ability to heal. And it gives us the ability to tune into what is truly needed, not just like, I need to eat something, but like what our body really needs. It needs some slowness, it needs peace. And that is a huge part of healing, because we can't push aside the peace and the stillness and the need to just stop for a little bit and expect ourselves to heal and be well. We need to really do that self care, do the things that really matter, that allow us to, like, even just allow our body to, like, repair itself. Um, and so I think really what the pause gives us, it gives us healing, and it gives us, um, like safety within ourselves, because we can trust ourselves better. Ooh, full circle. So that was my takeaway. That was
It
my
sounds
take-
like your takeaway, actually.
That's what I'm saying. That is exactly my takeaway. Um, and then I'll just do my pesh. So physically, I'm 4.5. Emotionally, 4.75. You know what? Emotionally, I'm like a 4.9. Really. Um, Spiritually, I'm 4.75, and hope is still gonna, so like a 4.4 now, and my word is healing.
Mm. So my takeaway is that there is so much power in a little word. and I have this, and this is what we have for our coaches, but I have mine always available to remind me to pause. It is one of the most powerful things that we can do. So simple. I mean, if it's just for a nanosecond or for however long it needs to be, that's something that we can do for ourselves. Also, for our coaches, and because it is truly a tool, we give them the power and the tool of pause to use for their coaching interactions so that it is very conscious and not a fast moving monologue that maybe feels right for the client, but there's so many opportunities to go deeper and create more awareness. I don't think we could live without the pause for all the reasons that we've just said. So my takeaway is that every day, whenever we can, we need to be conscious of the pause so that we can be more aware. Oh, I just got this. You know, you get the commercial breaks in between like a movie and or a TV show, and we're like, oh, commercial. But that's exactly what a pause could be. Now, the advertisers are not going to want you to go get up and go, do whatever you need, stretch your body, take a pause. But isn't that what it's like? It's like, okay, you're going along. Let's just pause for a moment. If it was always a stretch break, wow. I'm sure in the middle of a series and it's like a pivotal moment and you're irritated, but what if we had little commercial breaks every day at some point? I think that would be pretty cool. So my PESH is 4.3 physically, emotionally, 4.4 spirit, 4.5 hope, 4.6. And my word is that, just that sigh. That is the sound of my pause.
Well, thank you for tuning in with us today. We hope that this could be a moment for you to pause and just invite you to do that with us in this time. We'll be back next week with another episode.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up, and have a lovely rest of your day. Remember, you're more powerful than you realize.